Anyway, I'll introduce players. This is W1ek, I think is what his name is, and it's Polish, so I have a hard time saying it. I believe he's Polish, yes. And he is playing on location 2, which is my favorite location on this map. Actually, I don't know. I like all the locations here, really, except 6 and 5. But anyway, this is a very nice location just for the fact that the stone is nicely centered. I want to see W1ek put his stonemasons over here and maybe on this side of the stone mountain. Players putting their stonemasons over here are really hurting themselves because the best thing about this location is how nicely centered the stone is. Also, if you put your stonemasons over here and say you got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, you're already pretty close to your iron. That's the big drawback. Only drawback really to this location is the iron. Though saying that, another drawback to the location is the gold. And if you put 2 gold mines on this mountain here, all your gold will be used up before peacetime, so you'll have to relocate all your gold mines over here. Alternatively, you can split your gold, so you have 1 gold mine, 1 gold smelter, and 1 gold mine, 1 gold smelter over here. And that can cause lots of problems with efficiency, as serfs might be bringing gold to one side of the base and gold from over here to over here, depending on really just how you're working it out. Anyway, we'll go over to introduce his teammate now, and this is Rom playing location 3. It looks like a complete mess of a location. It looks like complete crap. You see the gold is quite far, iron is right next door to your storehouse, but trees are kind of awkward just because you feel like you don't have much place for farming because of all the sand. But actually the location is very nice. The stone is not central, but it's not bad, terrible either. The trees over here can be kept, and you want to go for the trees up here quickly. I like to put a woodcutter over here, extending above the iron. Yeah, some players might like to go over here and then go up, but you're going to make a road here no matter what anyway. So I like to make the quick road and put a woodcutter right here, and then maybe put a second one up here. And it's important, I think, to plant over here, and then kind of build your farms below your storehouse, and maybe extend over here, put a few more farms. But you can fit 6 or maybe even 7 farms in this area right here without too much trouble. And I've actually put 1 farm over here, squeezed it in, and it wasn't a very nice, efficient farm, but I did fit another farm over here, and the fields were spread apart in the weapon production area, which is over here. But the really nice thing is you need absolutely no roads to your iron. This road going here is just the natural road you need to go to your coal, so you compare it to like this location, and you really need to make a long road early to get to your iron. And the gold down here is not a huge problem, as there is some gold up here, and this can last you in the 30 minutes into the game, especially if you're fast, and get your first gold mine up really early, so you don't need to worry about going down here too early for gold. Also, the coal here is pretty nice, actually. You can just make 1 long road going down here, and then put 1 coal mines above each other. And coal mines, when you work just one, if you make 1 big long vertical line of coal mines, they'll work actually for a very long, nice time, because it's not easy to explain how coal mines work exactly, as they're taking lots of coal. You put 1 coal mine and he'll work in like, well, I think up to 6 tiles in most directions. He'll take a little bit of coal, but he'll only clean up all the coal in a short area. So if you put just 1 coal mine by itself, it'll actually work for a very long time before you have to rebuild it. I know I'm not being very clear. It's hard to explain without actually showing you with buildings and tiles, but I hope you have an idea of what I'm saying, and if you understand how coal mines work, you'll definitely have a much easier time understanding that. This is something you want to avoid too. You see he's putting a road here. He's blocking the serf's ability to squeeze through, and now they get here, they get stuck, and then they wait, and then they'll go all the way around. Better would be to not have this stonemason or this sawmill blueprint being laid down while he's putting this road in between the buildings. So make the road first and then start putting the plan down. And you can see it's the carpenter here, the sawmill, he doesn't even have the road to it yet, so it's really not needed to be planned out already anyway. So just something to keep in mind if ever you have these narrow area here, you want to make sure that the serfs have a way to walk around it while the laborers are making the roads. Okay, and we'll go to the other team now. This is the tournament organizer. This is Siem, excuse me, not Siem, Siem, formerly known as Killer. And he is playing on a very nice location, location 4. Iron is quite close. Gold is pretty close. Trees are pretty nice. You have a long, nice area here dedicated for trees. I believe these were originally intended for location 5 over here, which is Hero. He is playing over there. But every game I've ever played, I see location 4 take these trees, and it's really nice. This guy over here doesn't really need them. And actually, I believe this iron mine is also meant for Jeronimo's location, but I see location 4 taking it sometimes, so he can get up to 4 iron mines, which is nice. The problem on this location, perhaps even more so than location 3, is where to put your farms. And there is a little bit of sand here, but these trees up here are kind of blocking early farm production, and it's awkward to build your farms upwards. I've always found it strange when I go up to build farms instead of going down to build my farms. A lot of players will put their first farm up here and then have the fields below it, and then work from that direction. I've actually been able to fit 8 farms on this location with plenty of woodcutters, so with the correct planning, you can make it work. Alright, and we'll go to Jeronimo's location. This is, again, Jeronimo playing location 5, which is, I think the worst location on the map. The stone is out of the way. If you're building over here, you're already going quite some distance to stone when you're making, for example, your coal mines down in this direction. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4 iron mines, again, depending on if location 4 takes this mine here. And gold is pretty close. You can quickly cut your gold up here. I think it's better to maybe make your stonemasons right here and then quickly get your gold. It's almost instant. And then putting a woodcutter up here to plant early on will be nice. Instead of putting a second cutter up here, I'd say put a planter instead of a cutter. It has it's awkward to defend this location, but it's also, depending on where you put your towers, it can be hard to attack as well. If the enemy is putting their armies on this little marshy land right here, you're going to have a hard time organizing your soldiers with this clump of stone in the way, and then you do have your wood production here, which gives you space to have maneuvers, but this is one of the locations on the map that can be attacked, and I do want to go back over to 4 and just show you how hard it can be attacked, location 4. This small area here is really not practical, and this right here as well, this is not an easy area to push on. So location 4 very well closed off, and actually location 2 over here is also, you can see, very difficult to attack. This area here is going to be used for wood cutting anyway, so lots of space for the player, in this case W1ek, to put an army in defense. So this location obviously is not going to be attacked. It's either going to be Jeronimo or Rom who's going to have their bases invaded, unless maybe W1ek puts a militia sneak attack through this area, which is always possible, but I don't believe we'll see that. I think we'll just see a lot of action over here or in this direction over here. Anyway, more notes on this location. I've played here a few times, and every game I played has been really bad, which is probably why I don't like the location. You do have very nice space for somewhat central farms here. Awkward wood cutting. If you're putting your farms here, there's not much space here for trees, and there's not a whole lot of space over here. But you could probably fit 2, maybe 3 woodcutters, even if you have farms and swine farm production in this area. You do have nice space to extend for trees here, and of course up here, nice tree space up here, nice wood space. But I think this woodcutter up here is definitely a mistake. I don't think it's needed at all, because he's already has 2 woodcutters cutting, and you don't need any more than that for one sawmill. Especially if your first woodcutter is a cutter. And when I say a cutter, I mean a woodcutter that is cutting trees right away. Put one woodcutter to cut and another one to plant. And I think that's nice. Maybe 2 cutters right away, but definitely not 3. What's going to happen, he's going to cut all these trees out, and then he's not going to have any trees left for continued wood production. So he's going to find himself without any trees after all these cut, and then he's just going to be waiting for them to grow. Of course, he could just come down here and put a woodcutter here and cut these out, and then maybe cut these out as well, and then delete that woodcutter. So it is possible. I think I would be putting a woodcutter up here either way to plant, and then maybe take these down here for a later game. But who am I to say? If he puts a woodcutter down here to cut these trees after these are gone, he will be just fine in the end anyway. So anyway, I blabbed on for 10 minutes, and we see both players on the bottom have reached their goal. Siem is just now getting his sawmill up. That's a very late sawmill, and very early in on the other end of the spectrum. 11 minutes in the game, maybe he just really is playing conservative and does not want to have any chance of forgetting his in. And I think this woodcutter is a little low. You could afford to put it one more tile up, I think, because I don't think it'll reach this tree. A woodcutter will work 12 tiles in all directions, and it takes 1.6 tiles to move diagonally. So we could quickly count this out, kind of roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So counting diagonal tiles by 1, it's already out of his reach. So I don't see how he's going to catch that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He might be able to cut it if he walks in this direction. So it's very close. But we'll see. It's not a huge deal if he just misses one tree, but still sloppy. Here, I don't like this. He did exactly what I was hoping he wouldn't do. And 5 stonemasons early on, I don't think it's needed. He has stone stored still, and he has 5 stonemasons. How many laborers is he making? 16. So his labor to surf ratio is pretty good. I think at this point it's still better to have 18 laborers and maybe 17 laborers and 17 serfs. Just go back and forth, surf labor, so you have one more laborer than serfs until you have 18 laborers, and then just go serfs. Yeah, see, I don't think it's good to build any more laborers until you have your metallurgist. So 18 laborers max. Oh, excuse me. I was thinking, yeah, never mind. So yeah, this is fine. Any more laborers, and I think he's going to have trouble with gold. Though saying that, I mean, I guess it'll be fine either way, as his metallurgist is going to be done pretty soon. This woodcutter up here, though, is nice that it's planting, and he can slip a fisherman over here, and he's going to gather fish from both these lakes up here, as these are separated. But the reason you need so many laborers early on is, or why you can have so equal laborers as serfs this early, is because you are building that farm early on, and you need a lot of laborers to plow all those fields. And early on, your serfs aren't really delivering anything to anyone except the laborers. So you have a couple laborers who are building and a couple of laborers who are laying out plans. So you only have about 10 laborers that really need wares delivered to them, such as stone for roads and such, even when you have like 18 laborers. And then your serfs really aren't delivering anything to anywhere. You don't have any production going on that needs raw materials, with the exception of the sawmill, which needs tree trunks. So your serfs aren't really delivering a whole lot except to the laborers themselves. So that's why early on you can have almost an equal amount of serfs to laborers, and perhaps even an extra labor. But then once you get to 18 laborers, I say start making serfs continuously until you have a good gold production, and then consider making more laborers as needed. I do like what Rom is doing here with a very early iron mine, but I think it's a tad early. Better to have the coal mine up first. Though the nice thing about this is he's going to be able to store some iron ore, and he's not going to need to make a second iron mine until well after his iron smithy is up. So it can be nice. Still though, he still has no inn at 14 minutes and only one sawmill running. So he is going to have some problems with wood production if he doesn't alleviate this problem soon. I see he's trying to look for a spot to put a carpenter or a sawmill, but I think right here actually would be a nice spot for a sawmill. Yeah, it's you might think, hey, it might be a better spot for an iron smithy, but it will be nice to have a sawmill in the center of your city. Just the same reason you want stones in the center of your city. It's not as important, but having a carpenter over here would be nice for delivering timber more quickly to your coal mine production, weapon production. Yeah, he's not going to be able to put a carpenter there as well. I really don't know where he was going to be able to put it. But he needs to find a spot for it soon, because he's going to run out of timber here really fast. And he still needs to make a metallurgist, still needs to make an inn, so he's going to have some problems. This carpenter is already not working at all. And he's running really low on wood to be running on one sawmill, so we'll see how that goes. Jeronimo having a pretty good start. He's getting his third farm underway, and has his goldsmithy up in good time. 15 minutes is a good time. This is 16-minute gold smelter, really, but that's good time for your gold smelter. Any faster than that, and you need to be on a location with crazy fast start. And since he only has 3 builders at the start of this, of course, he's going to have it a more normal 15 to 16-minute time. So perfect start, really, from Jeronimo. I don't expect anything more from him so far, so he's doing nice, and that's exciting to see. He's getting his 4th woodcutter done. 4 early woodcutters, it's good, and he's going to have a nice wood production. I know I've been whining about him cutting all these trees out, but he does have enough trees to cut here, and I have a feeling that he's not going to replant here, because Jeronimo is really going to want that space for making more farms. Jeronimo's a 12 farm kind of guy, so I think that's exactly what we'll be seeing. Woodcutters in this direction from him, woodcutters all the way up to maybe even here, woodcutter here, woodcutter here. But poor Jeronimo, he does not have nearly enough space as he would want. This is location 6 over here. Was much more suited for him. But for some reason, these 2 locations versus these 2 locations was chosen for the tournament. I think it's a really bad setup, but never mind. That's the story for another day. Yeah, you can see for sure he's definitely going to remove this woodcutter at some point. Here, Siem is having some problems getting gold up. 18-minute gold is not a problem. 20-minute gold is where you really start having problems. He has 18 builders and 27 serfs, so he's not going to have problems with delivery production. He is getting a nice early iron smelter, so that is good. He doesn't have enough coal for it, though, so it's kind of irrelevant. You want 3 coal mines running by the time you get your iron smelter up, because by then you'd have 1 metallurgist and 1 iron smelter. Iron mine at a pretty good time for this location from Polska, so he'll have a nice time. He should be able to get 30 swords, assuming his iron production goes nice from here on out. 4 woodcutters running from him, so that's nice to see. His wood production should be nice. He is building a 3rd one over here, or a 5th one here, and that's a nice spot for it. He'll have some planting area down here. Personally, I would have preferred to put a woodcutter here at the beginning, and then put this one a few tiles below, so he'll give this guy a little bit more room to breathe. But it'll work fine either way. That's just what I would have done. And whether it's better or worse, who knows. Alright, and I'm really concerned about how Rom is doing. And here it is, still one sawmill. And here it is, this third sawmill, way out of the way and blocking all the area for this woodcutter work. He's really not going to be doing anything now. A little bit of cutting over here and stuff, but I don't even know if they'll plant trees in this area here. So yeah, Rom is having a rough start. He's definitely going to be having some problems with wood for a while. This iron smelter is I don't know, either this iron smelter or this inn is going to have a hard time going up, and at 20 minutes in, he's got no inn, and it's really bad. Having one sawmill and no inn is really bad at this time in the game. And here we go, the third coal mine going up. His coal is going to be, yeah, you can see his coal's running just fine. This third coal mine was going to help keep these guys from outproducing, and this one, I'd say build another coal mine also right now, because this, because he's going to need it anyway, and if he builds another coal mine right now, he'll basically remove all chances of running out of coal. I do want to point out, he has but one farm, and then you go down and look at Jeronimo, who has 4. But the difference is Jeronimo has no iron production going, so you can definitely see the difference in strategies here. And even Rom has more farms than Siem right now. And yeah, you see the serfs, they do this brain dead delivery. They take 3 timber here and 3 timber here, and it's just completely annoying. I have no idea why it works like that. It's very frustrating. And you see he's also going to be working on a sawmill. They'll be taking all but the last timber to every building. It's like, if one metallurgist has 4 gold ore in it, and then he has another metallurgist that has 1 gold ore in it, they're going to prefer to deliver the gold ore to the one with but 1 gold ore. And I think they do the same thing with buildings. They see this iron smithy has 3 timber, and it needs only 1 more to be built, but the inn needs 4 timber to be built. So they're going to be like, oh, I think this inn needs the timber more, so they'll just deliver the timber all the way to the inn until the inn has 5 timber, and then the iron smithy has 3 timber. So then they'll say, oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter, so then they'll take the last timber here, and this gets built, and the inn is still not finished, and it's really frustrating, and it's something that gets my blood pressure rising like crazy. But anyway, Rom is having a very rough start here. It's a shame to make a small mistake, just small mistake. His second sawmill was just a few minutes late, and it caused huge problems. And it's all because he was just too stubborn to put it down here somewhere. He wanted to stick to his plan, and that was probably to put it right here. And he wanted to wait for a spot, and because of that, he's having some problems now. Okay, and I am very thirsty. I need something to drink. I've been talking for 20 minutes straight here, and you're probably wanting a break from my voice anyway, so okay, I'm going to get up and grab something to drink, and we'll look at Siem's base, since he's got you can have the best view of what's going on here, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. We'll see what happened while I was gone. It seems Siem decided to not replant down here. I think maybe better than putting a third woodcutter over here. It'd be better to put an earlier one down here. So then he'll be planting, and then you can give him some time to plant. And then after he's done planting that first round, then cut it away. You'll get a little bit more out of that woodcutter. We see Siem is going for some pike early on. And the best strategy for transitioning, excuse me, I believe he's going to transition from pikes into swords. And the best strategy, in my opinion, by transitioning either from pike or crossbow into swords, would be to put your weaponsmithy up first, and then quickly put up an armor smithy, and then a second armor smithy. The weaponsmithy works quite a bit faster than armor smithy, so you're going to have way more pike than you want earlier on, but 2 armor smithies are going to help catch up. And then once the armor smithies catch up, switch to making swords, and then have your armor smithies make shields and armor. So it will it's kind of a natural transition. You need 2 armor smithies and 1 weapon smithy for making swords anyway, so it's a very smooth and natural transition, and it feels very nice for me. So the thing about that is he's gonna get maybe 20 pikes instead of, I see he's only making about 15. So you'll be getting 20-25 pike doing it the other way, since you're going to be having, depending on how quickly you can get your armor smithy up. If you put your weapon smithy and then make your armor smithy almost right away, then you'll won't have too many problems with it. He's having some problems with coal, and that's probably because the strategy of putting 1 extra coal mine up for every building that produces coal is good, but if you don't have that coal mine up before the building that consumes coal, then they're not going to be able to keep up. And you can already see that he's fallen behind, and he's already making another coal-consuming building, and this coal mine's not up yet. It needs to be up and running before this metallurgist starts taking coal, or he's just not going to have the production he needs. I say put 2 more coal mines up right now and try to catch up, because when your coal production's always falling behind, it's really, really annoying, and it's really going to make everything suffer, from his metallurgist to his iron production. But the worst case scenario with bad coal, though, is if your metallurgist is located near your gold as opposed to your coal. For example, if Rom had a metallurgist where his school is, since it's further away from the coal, the Sirs are going to have priority to bring coal to the iron-consuming buildings first, and then his whole economy is going to be bad because he's not going to have gold. So, the worst case scenario with lack of coal is that your metallurgist is being ignored. But Siem does not have that problem. His metallurgists are right next to his coal mines. Excuse me. So no worries there. He's just now putting up his 5th farm, and I'm going to guess Jeronimo is on 8. 6 farms, okay. I was guessing 8, but maybe that's a little extreme. It's 30 minutes in, and he still doesn't have iron production going, though, so he's going to have 15, 22 top on swords if he goes for swords. And he's going 4 swine farms right off the bat, which is crazy. Really crazy. I haven't seen this in a long time, but players are always making stables these days, so that's probably why. Does he have a 3rd carpenter yet? He does not. I think he should have a 3rd carpenter. Or a 3rd sawmill. But these guys aren't able to get enough trees. And he did not end up putting a woodcutter up here, so I think... Oh, he's putting a barracks up there. Wow. Okay. Maybe he's not actually planning on putting the barracks there. He's just having that plan there for some reason, but... I think a woodcutter here is really needed. I thought he was going to put one there just a little bit later. But with, yeah, his wood production is not going to be nice. He doesn't have a woodcutter over here. He has no woodcutters over here. Yeah, he's got really no cutting. You can see there's a couple of grown trees here, but he's really going to have some problems if he doesn't fix that soon. And only 4 stonemasons with 25 laborers. You can see these guys have been waiting for stone for a while. He's got no stone inside the masons. We're seeing some mistakes from Jeronimo. He had a nice start. He wants to put a sawmill here, but he really needs another stonemason, like desperately. Even putting a stonemason here would be nice. Can that work? No, it won't work here. That coal mine's too close. But yeah, he's gonna have. Yeah, they're still waiting for stone. That's just nothing's working. I say nothing's working, but his farms are actually very nice. He's got 4 pig farms already. 4 pig farms. That's twice as much. He has as many pig farms as his entire team put together. That's funny. Enemy team put together. But of course, these guys have much better iron production. I say much better, but maybe it's not a whole lot better. It's running though. But the biggest thing I'm worried about with Jeronimo now is, oh, he does have a 3rd sawmill. I said he didn't. Did he always have these? Did he just make this? No, he didn't. Okay, well, you guys were probably laughing at me for a little while there. I remember I'm watching streams and people are missing obvious things and I'm just laughing at them, so I guess that's me this time. He does have 3 sawmills, so I'm not worried about his wood production at all, actually. Yeah, you can see there's some tree trunks in here already. There's some tree trunks inside the woodcutters. I still say he should be planting somewhere, but I think in the end it's going to be okay. No worries, Hakuna Matata. Jeronimo's going to have all the timber he needs to keep spamming his buildings. We'll go over and see how Ram is doing now. You still see, you can see his early iron mine. He's got so much iron ore stocked up. That early iron mine probably hurt him more than it helped him for sure. And this woodcutter here is just not doing anything because he's crowded this area with farms. He's got 6 woodcutters. So his wood production seems fine, but I think he's a little low on serfs. As you can see, everything is just full. He's getting his 5th farm up though, which is nice. Only 5 coal mines, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings being constructed that need coal, and I think he's going to build a 9th. He's got 2 coal mines being built, but and this isn't going to be done for a while, but this is just... He needs to build the coal mines first, otherwise he's just going to have coal problems. He does have quite a bit of coal stocked up, though, so... I don't know, maybe he'll be fine, but... Okay, and let's see. W1ek is doing nicely, actually. He's got his 6th farm underway, 2 swine farms working for a while. He's got his butcher done. Way too much timber stocked up, though. He could be building more farms, maybe get the stable done right now, even if he's not going to use it. But this timber here is all this precious timber. It's not being used at all, which is a real shame. I think the difference between good players and really good players, amongst other things, but when it comes to building, the difference between good and really good is people who know... you see people storing things in your storehouse, and generally that's bad, but storing things in your buildings like this is not so good either. He has lots of timber now, but he'll actually have a shortage if these guys aren't working for so long, and we see now he does have a... he is using that now, but... when you see your sawmills are regularly having timber backstocked with timber, backed up, blocked, clogged. I'm not sure which word I'm looking for. But when they're all stopped working because they're full of timber, then generally that's a good idea to start working or start building more. Goodness, I'm having a hard time talking. think he's having some gold problems. Oh, he's just forgot about making this miner, which is a shame. Yeah, he has really forgotten it. There we go. See him now. Making some miners. Oh, that's for these buildings, though. He really has forgotten about it. His server production looks pretty nice, though. Getting a nice and early weapons workshop. That's nice. Does he have his tannery done? Tannery done at 20 minutes of peacetime, so he's on good timing. But generally, on most locations, if your tannery's done with 20 minutes left of peacetime, you're kind of on track. Depending on how quickly you can get your armor or your workshops running. That's one nice thing about Rom, though. He's got this nice and early, so he might not ever need another armory workshop if he can keep this running like this. However, on the other side, you know he wants to put a butcher here. It's clear, but he wants this tree to be removed first, and if he's so stubborn on sticking to his plan like this, it's causing him problems. Like with the sawmill before, I believe that was a similar scenario. Just being stubborn about keeping his pre-build. That's gonna result in him having no food. Once he runs out of wine, and that wine's gonna go fast, has absolutely no food production at all. He is building a fisherman up here. And it's pretty late to be relying on fish as your main source of food. You can also put a fisherman down here, as this fish is not taken by location 6, which it normally is. Actually, Jeronimo could even extend over this bridge, put a woodcutter, and put a fisherman down here, take this fish. That'd be funny if he put a couple towers here, and then when the guys are attacking, he has ability to flank by going up here. Just strange things, and you know, it's a really long way to go over here, but I'm not going to put it past Jeronimo to make a base that large. And he's building a third armor smithy. Is he really going to build that, or is he just has that space laid out, put aside? I don't know, but he's got 3 iron smithies running already, and even if you're making a big base, I don't see the point in doing this, because it's just going to be wasted iron. I mean, why not just put a weapon smithy down and then put another armor smithy? It just doesn't make sense to me. But he did give, by the massive amount of iron I think he's going to be using, I think it's good that Siem let him take that extra iron mine. But see, Jeronimo's doing very nice for late game strategy, I guess. No horses from him at all this game, I think. And I think it's time for him to put up a second butcher, which I think he's going to put right here. However, I think that's a bad idea. I think he shouldn't put a building here because of the amount of traffic that's going to get stuck right here. But I could be wrong. He's putting 2 inns in the same area here. Not a butcher. No ability for serfs to cut along here. I think it's going to be a problem for traffic. Maybe better yet would be to put a road up here. Can you? I don't know. Yeah, that space is being taken by the butcher, so never mind. I don't know. But I think there's going to be traffic here, and we'll keep an eye on that just to see how that goes down. Instead of putting a second inn, I think he should just put a fisherman down. Does Jeronimo not believe in fish? Does he not like the taste? Because I don't know why he hasn't put a fisherman down already. It's 40 minutes in, he's building a second inn as opposed to a fisherman. Is very unusual. If you're not... There are 2 strategies you can do. You can go like mass of one kind of food, and that would be sausage. Other locations like to do that. Just go all sausages only. No bread, no fish, or very little fish, and no wine. But if you do that, your inn can only hold 5 units of food, 5 sausages, and in that case it's good to put 2 inns down. But Jeronimo, he can alleviate the situation just by building a fisherman, and then his inn is going to be able to hold sausage and fish. And in that scenario, this early on in the game, he's shouldn't have any qualms, any problems with just building 1 inn, but nevertheless, this is what he's doing. Oh, and there it is, the butcher right here, so maybe he's not going to build anything here. That's nice to see. Siem is putting down a late fifth quarry. Late, depending on what time it is in the game. I don't know if it was needed or not. And he is having some traffic problems. Maybe a good idea to block off that timber. I've recently been doing this, and I think it's kind of nice because it will enable you to put 3 weapons workshops down really late. So at 10 minutes to peacetime, he can put down 3 weapon workshops, and that works. And it'll enable him to have enough weapons at peacetime. But the biggest problem I see so far, for sure, with Siem is no barracks at 18 minutes in the peacetime. That is killer, and you can see that he's having a lot of problems with his. This right here is a complete mess. And also, I don't know, this is, see some problems over here too, which is a shame. Second school, not done yet. One second. If you're hearing this, then there's no problem with the stream, but I think there might be, so I'm going to check and see. I think it just needs to wait a few more minutes. I'm answering a question on TeamSpeak. VIP just asked me a question. I think we just have to wait till 45 minutes in, maybe 46, depending on when I started the stream. Okay, I really don't think I'm going to have enough time to finish this stream, actually. I looked at the time, and it's, I need to go to work in about a half hour. And we can see, that means I'm not going to have, like, any time. So unless this game ends fast, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish the stream, so... that's unfortunate, but nevertheless. Sorry, I'm just fixing some things with the stream. This is the first time I've used Hitbox, so I think it should be starting now. And I'm going to be AFK-ish for a minute or two while I check something. I'm going to move the screen to somewhere where I won't have any sound, so bear with. That the serfs have a way to walk around it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and Siem finally has his barracks done. He's still making serfs, which is good since he's lacking a few. But at 10 minutes to go, if he's not making serfs still, our recruits still not making recruits with 10 minutes left, or if he's having any kind of gold problems whatsoever, around 10 minutes left, he's going to be very short on recruits, maybe less than 40. And Jeronimo also, no barracks. No barracks. 13 minutes, YOLO gaming. Still 3 armor smiths. I see what he's doing here. He's going 3 armor and then going mass out on 2 weapons. And the weapon smithies will actually catch up. And this is a very nice strategy for 70-minute peacetime games. Or if you're just planning on camping for 10 minutes. Which stinks because I'm not going to be able to watch it. And neither will you guys because I'm going to have to go. And I apologize again for that. I am sincerely sorry. But anyway, it's a good strategy because for late game or 70-minute peacetime, etc., because 2 weapon smithies will outproduce 3 armor. But it'll take them a while to catch up when 3 armor smithies working already. And lots of traffic around the storehouse. He's storing a lot of stuff. Maybe could afford another road here. You see there. Maybe some roads here would be in order. I mean, they wouldn't be too useful, but. And here come the weapons workshops. It's been so long since I've seen this kind of 3 or 4 swine farm gaming. I really like this kind of stuff, just crazy spam and winning numbers. Look at all those skins piled up. That's funny. But now up here, in the days when players were making like 30 sword fighters and like 60 bowmen, that kind of stuff, it's always funny to see that. I think it makes the game a lot less interesting though, because without any horses on the battlefield, it's harder to attack, and for that reason, players are more campy. Did he ever make this? Yeah, he did make the quarterman for that. Okay, and did he ever build a butcher? Yes, he did. He put it over here. So there's that. Also, low recruits from him. Still no school. So, and no second school from W1ek either. And he's not making recruits. Oh my gosh. I only am sad because I kind of was hoping that it would be a quick game, but it's not going to be now. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm going to do my AFK thing again, but I'm going to leave the screen on a city. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I think I'm going to be AFK one more time. I'm expecting a phone call, so we'll see what happens. And we have 10 minutes left to go. I really shouldn't start streaming this. I'm so upset about having to go to work. I miscalculated the time or anything. I remember when I joined the lobby, I thought I'd have about 30 minutes, but then it took a while for the game to start, so... Or I'd have 30 minutes after peacetime. So, this is a real shame, but oh well. We'll see what happens. You can see this is a little foreshadowing, a little scary. In about 10 minutes, there's going to be no coal left up here, and that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 to 8, I'm not sure this one down here might work for a while longer, but 7 to 8 coal mines are going to be gone, and he's going to need to build all those, and I think he's already short on coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so he's got a few extra coal mines. If you have 10 coal-consuming buildings, 12 coal mines is enough. 11 probably won't cover it. But at this point, he's going to be pulling all the coal out of this field up here, and that's going to cause some problems. He really did put his barracks up there, which is a little unusual. I don't think it's a good idea just because... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's alright. Yeah, it'll enable him to bring reinforcements over faster. It's fine. It's good. I normally see people put their barracks over here, which is... makes more sense, but it's no big deal. This is close for the recruits, so that's always nice, I guess. All that traffic here, though. It's crazy. Alright, did Rom figure his base out? It seems not. He has 6 woodcutters and 3 sawmills, but you can see these guys are not working at all, and still not enough coal. There's only 7 coal mines. 7 coal mines only. And you can see his army is not his normal standard. Rom normally has a nice peacetime army. He's not a very good fighter. No offense meant, but no offense intended. But his peacetime armies are nice. So this here is an unfortunate. It's really sad when you're in a tournament game and you're playing to win, and this kind of stuff happens, which is a real shame. Excuse me. I do want to point out he put a farm over here, just like I did. It's in a little bit different spot. Actually, my barracks was down where this farm is, and my farm was up where the barracks is. But you can see he also had a little extra wasted space up here, so it's funny. You're just using that to take up a little extra space. I had a woodcutter down here, though. But I also just made one big line of coal mines, and then I put a woodcutter at the bottom, and then I caught this gold mine here and my other there. You know, because this one runs out. So. But this is fine too, what he's doing. I like this a little bit more just because of what I said. Your coal mines are like never going to run out through the entire game. I played for 1 hour and 48 minutes, and I think I had to replace 1 coal mine. And we'll see up here. These coal mines are also very nice. Spacing them out like this, it's a bit old-fashioned. Players don't do it a whole lot anymore. But, excuse me, I was just checking something out. You probably heard it. Anyway, it's a little old-fashioned spacing your coal mines out like this, but it's coming back, and I think it's good because, yeah, it makes your town a little larger than it should be, and or could be, and it takes more stone, and it takes longer to bring the wares to the buildings to make them, etc., and all those little things, those little differences pile up with every road you make. But your coal mines will work a lot longer, and you won't have to replace them as much, and that's really nice after peacetime. It's one less distraction you have in your city, and you can spend more time focusing on the fight. And you can see these coal mines are running out. He only has 5 coal mines down here, so when these run out, he's gonna have problems aplenty. His peacetime army is actually not too bad for his style of gaming. However, with this kind of game city, I don't see anything here that can't be achieved with a more normal strategy of, building iron while you're making your farms instead of just going farms and then going iron. You can see he's already short on iron ore. He needs a 4th iron smelter to keep up with all these buildings. Not enough coal. So this strategy is, I think it's weak. Normally, I mean, if you're going for this huge, crazy, large base gaming style, I would like to see maybe 10, 12 farms, but it's just not possible on this location. And the nice late game potential about his base low is he has definitely no problems with food. In fact, he never even made a fisherman, and I don't think he will. And at this point, I don't think there's really any point. Well, no, still nice to make a fisher. There's one thing that you want to account for. When you have 2 types of food, you see this right here? That's from 1 sausage, which is a lot of time before he gets hungry. However, if he ate a fish as well, that's that much more time he won't need to eat. And for that purpose, his city is going to be more efficient. So there's still perks, there's still bonuses. Even if you don't need more food, having a second type is actually can be beneficial, which is nice. It actually is kind of realistic. It's better to have a more full diet, though I wouldn't say eating sausage and wine was a very healthy diet, or eating all sausage and all fish. Probably very unhealthy. Actually, the healthiest diet you could have is probably eating fish and bread. So, Knights of Merchants does not promote healthy eating. Okay, Rom's army actually looks kind of nice for in comparison to what I was expecting. We have it's basically peacetime, so these are the peacetime armies. His swords are going to catch up, and his bows will maybe not catch up quickly in by any regards, as you see these buildings aren't really working, but nevertheless, it wasn't as bad as I thought it may have been. W1ek, nice job. Very nice job. Nothing more I would expect. This is good. The army he needs, and Siem actually, wow, caught up with recruits. I seem to remember him having a problem, but these schools must have been working non-stop. He's gonna have about 50 soldiers, I think. And then Jeronimo about the same, 30, 20, so yeah. It's always frustrating when the soldiers refuse to die. Alright. If I was Rom here, I would walk up and kill these lance carriers, which I think he's going to do. There's no way those lance carriers will even come close to killing any knights. And that's free kills. In fact, I don't know if Jeronimo's being deliberately chasing these down or it's just kind of happening. Yeah, I don't know why Rom isn't doing that. Maybe he's a little overly overestimating the power of a lance carrier, but oh well. This is the wrong game to stream when you don't have a lot of time, because I can tell that all they're going to do is just camp and wait for Jeronimo's army to catch up, but I don't know what happened here, but it seems like he deleted a coal mine and now he's rebuilding it in the same spot. Tell me how that makes any sense at all. I don't understand it. Maybe putting it here would be better because it would at least take these 2 pieces of coal here, but it seems... Why not put a coal mine down here? Can't say. Don't know. It's funny, Jeronimo has 6 farms only, and he's normally the big spam farm guy, but everybody else has more farms than him. Yeah, they all have 8, except W1ek here, he has 9. And he's making a 3rd metallurgist, so I think he's going to have more spam than Jeronimo this game. And here it is, yeah, as I called, he has exactly no more than 6 coal mines, but he needs 2, we'll just say 6, 9, and 11. So he's like, has half as many coal mines as he needs. Planting a tree on the bridge. That's always funny. Always funny to see. It won't have very good roots unless the roots penetrate through the bottom of the bridge and soak into the water underneath. Then it would be nice. There we are. See, more farms from Jeronimo. Here's another farm here. That's funny. Mad Gamer style. Putting buildings where his coal mines used to be. Yeah, everyone's not worried about being aggressive and opening the game up, so I'm gonna have to stop here. I'm waiting for a phone call. I didn't think I had work until a little later, but it seems I need to go in early, which is why the stream is going to become to a sad, quick, and too early end. I can't think of what I'm trying to say here. It's gonna be end prematurely. There we go. But I'm going to leave it running while I get ready for work. And if I get a phone call back saying I indeed don't need to go back in a little later, I'll continue. If not, I'll just come back over and stop the stream. Which is a bummer. These guys could win, I think. I think they're a little stronger. Hard to say for sure, though. We just saw someone lose a scout up here. Alright, well, I'll be right back. I'm going to do that to someone outside the game. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, I hope you at least enjoyed the building part of the game. And I'll see you guys around for a shoutcast or whatever for the rest later. I think I'll shoutcast the rest. You probably saw me typing that, but I'll shoutcast the rest later. And hopefully I won't know who won at that point. But anyway, thanks for watching.